Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the Spencer's kit. I had 2 add-ons plus the Project Life. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did use. And these 2 are Awesome Creft stamp sets. And that one is Cameras and Arrows, and the one before was Snap and Click. And then some of the stuff that was in the kit. So I have the enamel dots, and some of those I don't end up using that basic gray, and I don't end up using those stickers either. I do end up using the cameras and some basic gray stickers, and these are all scraps that are left. And I don't know how many pages I'll be able to do with scraps, because where there was only 13 pages, there's not a lot of scraps left. And I know I had taken doubles of everything, but I'm getting really tired of this paper. This one is basic gray, and a lot of them I ended up using the second sheet. And this one here is Lily Bee Design. This is layout 13 using the Spencer's kit. It is the 17th layout out of 50 for my Facebook challenge, and it took me 1 hour and 8 minutes. So this picture here is a picture that we were walking through Central Park, and we walked up and we saw all these clothes just laying everywhere on the lawn. And so we were quite intrigued by it. It looked like they were using the lawn as a clothesline, because it was nicely like put on the lawn, and like it was there to dry. So we sat on a park bench for a few minutes, and about 10 minutes, to see if anybody would come over and claim these clothes, and there was nobody around. So the kids wanted me to take a picture, and I thought I'd document that. So I'm just showing you. I took out a template, and it is Crafter's Workshop circle circle dot dot, and I don't even know if this is still available. I got this maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And a couple Hero Arts ink, soft brown, and Cup of Joe. I'm going to do the circles with the soft brown, and no, the Cup of Joe, and the lines with the soft brown. And that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And now I'm just going to go through my scraps and start using those. I'm going to cut a couple of strips out of the camera. And I'm going to mat my photo on that blue paper from Basic Gray. And that's the second sheet that I use of that blue paper. So I might end up doing maybe a couple more layouts using this kit. But I mean, usually I have 26 different sheets pretty much. And this time there was only 13 because there wasn't a lot of add-ons. So I'm thinking that's why there didn't seem to be as many papers. So I don't think I'll be getting 20 some pages done with this kit. I'm kind of getting anxious to move on to the next one, actually. So at first I think I'm going to use that Echo Park chevron paper, and I don't end up using it. I am going to use that Basic Gray teal paper. And the reason I used that Basic Gray paper in the shape that it's in, it kind of reminded me of a roof of a house, in where, you know, it's kind of clothesline. So that was my kind of reasoning behind it. And I'm going to take out that flag stamp from the Allison Creft stamp set. I'm going to stamp it in 3 colors, the Cup of Joe, Tide Pool, and Orange Soda. And I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to put it at the top right of my page. Again, kind of mimicking that clothesline effect. And what I love about that ink, when you first stamp it, it is kind of blotchy. But then when it sits, it smooths right out, and it just really comes out nicely. So now I'm cutting it out, and I'm going to get rid of all the scraps. And I'm looking for some twine to add it to the page, and I'm going to decide on the brown twine. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. The battery's going to die at the end of this, and I'm just going to tell you what I did after the battery died, and you'll see it in the still photos, but it won't be at the end, and there's no me showing it closely. I added some more twine in a ball at the other two clusters, and I splattered the page with an orange and a brown glimmer glaze. Now I'm just going through my die cuts, trying to find some other stuff to put on the page, and I decide on those cork arrows, and I'm going to put 3 of them. And everything is kind of pointing from the journaling. Not everything. 2 of them are going to point from the journaling to the photo, and then one of them is going to point from, I'm going to put a couple of those little cork cameras, and I'm going to point the arrow from that to the picture. I'm going to take out a few stickers. I'm going to use my EK Success powder tool to take the stickiness away, and I don't end up using the stickers. But I don't mind, even though like I can't put them back on the sticker sheet, because then I just put them in my die cut little container, and that's fine with me. I'll use them on another layout. And I did take out that chevron teal arrow, and I am going to use that. I'm going to cut it in 2, and I'm going to put it at the 2 different clusters, because the third cluster is sort of those banners. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing right here. So if you want to see some still photos of the layouts, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico, and go to the members gallery and just look for Nicole Jones 911, and I upload all my layouts there. And we just got back on Friday night really late. We went away for a week. It was a cabin by a lake, and we stayed there for an entire week, and it was so relaxing. There was no cell phone coverage, there was no internet, there was nothing like that, so it was really secluded. We did have electricity, and it was really relaxing, but the drive home was a killer. It took us 15 hours to get home. So we're all a little pooped, and this is my 3rd layout. No, this is the 1st layout, but I do have 3 layouts completed, so hopefully I'll be able to upload a layout a day for a few days. I go back to work on Wednesday, and this is Sunday, July 14th. So now I'm feeling good about the layout, so I'm going to start gluing everything down using my ATG gun and also my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, which I absolutely love. I'm going to glue down those cameras, and now I'm using my... Okay, so it stopped recording again. This is the 3rd time I'm recording, so I just went where it stopped this time. So I said I used my American this to that dot adhesive to put the flags onto the twine, and now I'm adding some foam tape, and the foam tape I got it at Custom Crops, and also someone said you can get it at Staples. And then I'm going to punch out a circle, and I'm going to cut it in half, because there was kind of an awkward gap there next to the title and that die cut where it says check 1, and where it says check 1 it says yes, no, and maybe. So I figured it kind of went with the title, clothesline question mark, and then I'm going to check maybe. And then I make a couple of bows using my twine, and the battery's going to die. And the only thing that I did after the battery died was I added a couple of loops with the twine at the 2 clusters where the title is and at the bottom of the page. And also I added some glimmer glaze in orange and in brown. And I'm going to add some still photos, but I didn't have time to take pictures before I did the voiceover because the baby was going to wake up for his bottle. So it'll be there, but just won't be any voiceover over, while the photos are showing. I'm just trying to get this one done so I can upload it today. So now I'm going to glue down my arrows using the quick dry adhesive. And I had lost the little, for the question mark, the little dot that goes underneath, and it was sitting on my photo and I couldn't see it. So I end up finding it. But while I'm looking, I'm just going to put some enamel dots in a few spots. And another thing that I did while the camera was off was I did put enamel dots in the center of the two cameras. So the battery's going to die while I'm outlining the cameras in a brown ink. And there I end up making a big mess with the glue because that little dot for the question mark kind of didn't have any more stickiness to it, so I added some glue so I could glue it down. And I'm going to outline the photos, and this is where the battery's going to die, so stand by for some still photos. And thanks for watching. Bye.